Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. You can see my samosas. They were looking so nice, and this is how we started off. And my cowpeas, salt, baking flour, carrot, onion, green pepper, small pieces. So I had to boil that green cowpeas. As you can see, I was putting them in the saucepan. And off to the next step. So I had to put salt in my raw water, stirred, and then next was to put in the, how is a katasa? We call it a katasa in Uganda, but in my bowl, okay, where I was going to do the mixing. So off we go. I had to put my baking flour into that. I'm not good at measurements because I don't know, African eyes do measure for me properly. You'll excuse me for that. So I had to minus, as you can see, I had to remove some of it because the eyes were telling me that this is too much. I don't know. It is quite very funny. But well, I had to mix the water, the raw salted water. It is raw. I don't use boiled. Well, that is how I like it. And that is how I learned it. So I mixed the dough, and it didn't have to be so very soft. The water that I had put initially, my eyes were telling me that it's enough with the flour. Okay, so that was my dough. I didn't add any other water. It was just enough. The salt, you have to test it to see to it that it's just enough up to your taste. With this, I was going to make the peppers. We call them impapula, zasumbosa. I don't know how you call them that side. But I was going to make the peppers. Is it? Well, yeah, that is how it is. As you can see, I was making small balls. You know, the balls that I was going to use. As you can see, my hands working it out is the same way you should be doing it. I lengthened this process because it's not like everyone knows how to do this. Yes. So there we go. Lillian at thepeppers.com. Well, yeah, so they were ready. I just covered them a little because I didn't want them to be blown off by the wind. They get a little bit dry on the top, so I had to light the sigiri first and then get back to that. So there we go. I had to roll them out. There we go. I was rolling. I was making out. I was getting the balls as I was rolling because I had to use them for the next move. This is a lengthy part. It is the most crucial about samosas. It is very essential, very important part. I didn't have to rush the video. If you already know how to make samosas and know how to make the peppers, that is okay, but there are people that don't know. You see? Don't ask me about the bottle. It is what I use best for the rolling because it gives me a good, I don't know. The other thing makes my palms hurt. So I'm good at the bottle, and then I had to smear cooking oil onto the balls. Yes, as you can see, I was layering them. So with these peppers, you can add like 7 layers, but you have to be adding cooking oil. Well, there are some people that have other oils that they would prefer to use, or maybe butter, though I've never tried it out, but that is how I do it. I was layering them, so I had to put layer per layer, and then push them into one single layer before they get into the pan. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so as you can see, I was squeezing them or pushing them into one single layer before they got into the fire. I had to roll them still into one single chapati or into one single layer. But it will be, this is for those that are doing samosas on a big scale, because it helps you so much to quicken the work. There is nothing like you're going to roll one layer per layer, like, it's very tiresome. So that is why I add them up all together to make one single layer. And then with time, or when I put them on the fire, it has to be low heat though. Yeah, as you can see, let's just watch that. Some oil on the pan. It's called greasing. Yes. So I had to put some oil onto the pan and then rolled the layers into one. Put more emphasis on the edges, not on the center as you're rolling. Put more pressure on the edges, as you can see. Yeah, not on the center, but on the other. Yeah, I'm sure that is very clear. If you want to. Well, that is that, as you can see. Yeah, I had to press on, but not so hard, because there are times that you reach and you can see that it's just flat enough. So I put it on the pan. The main emphasis is the pan. Let's look at the pan. That the fire it has to be low. It has to be low heat. Meanwhile, you can be doing the other peppers. You can be adding them together as your, it's not frying. It's roasting the peppers, because there's not much of the oil that is needed there. Yeah. So it's not frying. It's not, what should I say? It's roasting. Yeah. It should be roasting. Turn them, because the other side is well burnt. You'll forgive me for the lengthy bit of it. Now you can see my peppers are peeling off smoothly. Okay, so they were peeling off smoothly, and that was my main target. It's everyone's target. Everyone that cooks samosas, that is their biggest target. They want that perfection. They want it to come out like that. Turn the other one, peel off the other one, turn the other one, peel off the other one. That is how it is. Turn side per side, turning side per side. No more oil is needed. If you had put low, if there is low heat, then it's good to go. I don't know. My camera person, my camera girl did not do me justice on that. You'll forgive me. I don't know what the dough was doing in the cooking, but we have to move. We have to be careful on that. It burns a little. Just have to be careful on it. Yeah. So there we are done, and we're going to add them together. Have the cut out pieces. I cut them in two, into half. I didn't add any more. You can cut like 4 into quarter, but well, for me, I didn't do that because the pan was small, so it I had to use small balls initially because the pan was small, and I had to cut out small pieces, or rather into half only. Then I fried my carrots. They were already grated. I cut the my cowpeas were ready. So I had to put the cowpeas into the stuffings. Yes, cowpeas is also a stuffing, but into the other stuffings. Carrot, green pepper, and onion, I had to grate them and then fry them a little bit, just with low oil. Added the cowpeas. So there we go. Next was about making my samosa glue. With my samosa glue, I get a spoon of baking flour and add some raw water. It is supposed to be cold water anyway. Whether it's raw or boiled, but it's supposed to be cold water. So that is my samosa glue that we are making. So with my samosa glue, yeah, I was starting to make the wraps and fold them into samosas. Put a little stuffing, fold here and there, make it neat, and there we are. The burnt side of the peppers has to be inside, and the unburnt side has to be outside. That is the science about samosas, because it has to look neat on the outside. And another thing, please, the oil doesn't have to be overburnt. You have to put in the samosas when the oil is not too hot. So you put in the samosas. When they start getting red or when they start getting goldish, you take off the pan, you take off the saucepan, put it down, remove the samosas, put them on the dripping area, whether it's I don't know where you want to put them, but the oil has to drip out. That is why we're having that. The oil always has to be mildly hot, doesn't have to be over hot. That was my sister. She was enjoying what I had cooked.